I got like 10 minutes. Let's talk about the movies that I've watched recently that came out. I thought Fantastic Four was cool. I feel like the movie did exactly what it needed to do. Here's my issue, right? Here's my issue. I feel like it's him. I was cool if they kept John Krasinski. Like if it was him and Emily Blunt, I would have been cool with that. I do believe in side tangent. I do believe in an alternate timeline, and I wish this happened, and things would have happened in the world for this to line up. We could have got a crazy movie if we got a Will Smith, Reed Richards, and a Margot Robbie, Mrs. Fantastic. I feel like Reed Richards. I really liked how the dude in the original one was really nerdy. I feel like Pedro Pascal really tried to give that nerdy Reed Richards. I could never take him as the smartest man in the universe. After seeing him as Joel in The Last of Us, after seeing like all the other movies he in, and seeing his personality, I don't know. He don't fit Reed Richards. I feel like the movie they were trying to make, it would have been the original casting that I saw that was going around was the casting of Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic, Margot Robbie as the Invisible Woman, Paul Mescal as the Human Torch, and I don't know what he was in Hamilton. He was the guy with an afro in Hamilton. I'm just gonna Google that. Daveed Diggs. That was who they were gonna pick to be the Thing. I think that casting is so interesting, and to think of that's a very Zack Snyder cast. Honestly, I feel like that the movie would have been completely different. I feel like with the actors they got, I feel like they got. It's not a comedy, but like I feel like the main character that you gotta take seriously in this grouping of Fantastic Four is Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman. She does a really good job of like holding the family down. Now here's the thing. I was real surface level on the Fantastic Four. So I thought the team revolved around Reed. It's interesting to see now that the team revolved around Sue, and Sue being the main one. Because as what everybody tells me in the comic books, the Invisible Woman, Sue, she's the character. She's the one that's like, that has, and it's like you gotta, when you think about it, that makes sense because Reed's her husband, Johnny's her brother, Ben's like her best friend essentially, and I know in the comics Sue was a real big anchor for Ben. Yo, I can't wait for them to get a Fantastic Four movie where we really go into Ben's feeling of just being a rock. It's cool that we don't get an origin story in this movie, but it will be nice to see that like them having these powers is also not a good thing, because like it's interesting to see this Fantastic Four be real cool with their powers, because like in the comics, in the original movies, having their powers is not a fun thing. So it's good to see them like just, and I love that like and as a comic book whole in general, that we're just done with origin movies. But it's like, for how deep this comic book culture has become and how big the mainstream the shit's become, we get it. You know, Batman's parents die, Superman crashed on Krypton, or Superman crashed in Kansas, he's here now, he's Superman. Spider-Man got bit by a spider, Uncle Ben died, cool, we get it, awesome. We all know the origin stories, we all get it. If for certain characters like Moon Knight, like who are just in the background, it's nice to get origin stories for those characters. So we shouldn't do that. But for like the major characters, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, we get it. Awesome. I'm sorry. Back on track. Fantastic Four. It was good. I did like Evan Moss Bacharach. Evan Moss Bacharach is probably the best cast out of all this. Like he really fits the Thing. I really wish all the characters, all four of the Fantastic Four, I really wish they like got into their character more, but it takes time for them to get into it. I would love Ebon Moss-Bachrach to get real Jewish with Ben. I would love for Reed to do the mid-Atlantic accent, the Fantastic Four, that whole thing. I would love for him to do that voice. Sue is perfectly fine where she is. Vanessa Kirby is perfectly fine where she is. Don't change anything. Johnny's not hot enough. And that's a take that I've had this whole time, and I've been waiting to say it. Johnny's not hot enough. And it's like, I have no problem with Joseph Quinn. He's a great actor. And I also don't like how they give Johnny the shortcut. I need Johnny to have the updo. I wish Johnny was played by Dacre Montgomery. And I was talking about that in the beginning. I was always saying, bro, they casted the wrong Stranger Things kid to be Human Torch. I feel like they should pick Dacre Montgomery. He's significantly hotter. People are gonna, okay. But the movie was good. The movie was cool. I'm really happy they did not go forward and use Home Dude. I don't remember anybody's names. Jesus Christ. John Malkovich. I'm really happy they cut John Malkovich out of the movie. It would be really cool if the reason they cut John Malkovich out of the movie is because John Malkovich is actually Victor Von Doom. And they didn't want to set it up in this movie, so they're going to set it up later. Because the whole idea, right, is the Doom that we're seeing, the Tony Stark Doom, is not really Doctor Doom, or Tony Stark is not really Tony Stark. I don't know. There's something that they're doing with that that I'm excited for. I feel like with this movie, seeing kind of what they're kind of setting up and seeing what they're doing, I'm excited. I'm happy there's no connection. There's no outward connection of this movie to anywhere else. Yeah, Thunderbolts had the end credit scene, but you don't really, it's just a ship. You don't really know what's going on. That could be a whole different Fantastic Four. That'd be interesting if they got two Fantastic Fours that are in the same, are trying to I don't know. Anyway, bro, I'm excited to see what they're doing. Very good job. Johnny Storm's not hot enough. Should be Dacre Montgomery.
And the smartest man alive, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.